You got me rocking and a rolling, rocking and a reeling, bop ram, bop 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 ram, bop 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 ram. I let you hold my hand. You got me rocking and a rolling, rocking and a reeling, bop ram, bop 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 ram. Hopefully that actually sounded halfway decent. I'm going to pause. I'm going to mute for a second, guys, just to see and make sure that my audio levels are sounding decent. I'll be right back with you guys. See you in a few. All righty, we're sounding pretty good. We're sounding pretty good on my end of things. Let me just, whoop, that's my keyboard. Don't worry, folks. It is not the end of Mongo. Oh, boy. Oh, it's about, it's just around noon. It's about a quarter to noon here on, in my part of California. Don't worry, folks. You're going to hear some clicking all throughout this. That's just my mouse. You know, I'm surprised at how loud this sounds when a microphone picks it up. But, you know, I'm just hanging out. I'm chilling. It's been a while. It has been a while. Oh, man. Let me just take a look. Let me take a look through time, through prehistory here. Prehistory, you know. I just felt like saying that. I love me some dinosaurs. I love me dinosaurs. But yeah, let me just take a look here. When was the last time I was on this little platform here? It's been about 2 weeks. Yeah. So yeah, the last time I was on here was back in let's see here. What day specifically is this? November 15th, 2020. That was about 2 weeks ago. Wow. And yeah, so that was a fun little time. And it's been a nice time here and there, just relaxing. I've taken a break, you know, like I was saying, leading up to that November 15th stream. I was going to say, you know, I let people know, hey, this is probably going to be the last big thing that I do for the year because, well, I got a few finals coming up for some school stuff. And then I got, obviously, I got not only Thanksgiving, which is already passed, but I got Christmas coming up. We got all these other things, got work and stuff. So I figured, hey, this is going to be, it'll probably go a long way. You know, a little break from YouTube, at least, you know, for a couple of weeks, is going to go a long way with keeping my sanity. 'Cause no one likes to be stressed. No one likes to be stressed when they're doing stuff, especially when they're doing a hobby. Let me just take a nice drink of water here. Ah, that is nice. It's not cold. It's not cold per se, but it's a nice cool drink of water. A nice cool drink of water. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So let me share. Let me show you guys what I'm doing, or what I've been doing. But let me just take a browse along here. Oh, sweet. Yeti Cast. Theme Park Casual got one of Yeti Cast's shirts. That is awesome. Let me put this on let me share the screen for you guys. Let me see here. Here we go. Theme Park Casual. Really nice guy. Had him on the stream or on the channel in a stream November 15th. So last month he was on this channel. Really nice guy. Let's just take a look here. So he got this lovely shirt from YetiCast's merchandise store. And let's just go to that store there. Let's go to that TeePublic user page. All righty, let's see here. Let me stop sharing that one, and then let me go to share T-shirts by YetiCast. Let's take a look at this, folks. And look at that. It's 30% off on up to 30% off on a lot of items here. That is awesome. I'm just going to say no thank you because I want to see my man YetiCast's thing. Look at that. Wonderful picture of a Yeti. Or is it an abominable snowman? I don't know. I'll have to ask about that. I'm familiar with Bigfoot and Sasquatch, but when it comes to Yeti, things become a little more, well, a little touch and go, so to speak, you know. But anyhow, so here's YetiCast's TeePublic store page. You got some nice selection here. You got his Christmas T-shirt. You have a sale right now, $14. You save $6 if you buy the shirt within the next 12 hours. Buy any of these things in the next 12 hours, you're going to get a $6 discount, and that is amazing stuff right there. We have the YetiCast Christmas T-shirt. You have the Splash T-shirt. You have the Circle T-shirt. You have a Smoke T-shirt, and you have the traditional logo T-shirt. It's a lot of cool stuff. It's a lot of cool stuff here. Not gonna lie, guys. So definitely, check it out. I'm gonna put the link here in the chat. I'm gonna paste that. All righty. I'm gonna paste that right there. Hopefully you don't mind the clicking, folks. That is just my mouse. Yeah, it's funny. You don't think something is as loud as it is until you hear it in post. I will say that I had this weird issue, actually. I guess, yeah, I'll call it an issue with this microphone. I use a Samsung G-Track Pro. And I got that a while back because I got a few gift cards for Best Buy. And I was like, well, a gift card kind of counts as a discount in my book, at least. But yeah, so I got this. I've had this for probably about a year, maybe. But recently there was some weird thing going on where the microphone, as it was recording, I wouldn't even say it was peaking. The volume and the overall audio output was way too big, like way too big, way too gigantic. It was such an ear sore. But I got that sorted out pretty quickly. Well, not pretty quickly. I got that sorted out pretty easily once I figured out, go to control panel, access the, go through all the little steps, access the audio device, change the output. It was up at 100%. So I brought it down to 70%, I think maybe 60%. So now it's a much more pleasant sound. But yeah, that's a lot of cool stuff. A lot of cool stuff. Let me see here. There was one or two things I wanted to mention. Yeah. So here's a little tweet from GargantuaCast. GargantuaCast, they're a little podcast. They cover monsters, dinosaurs, that kind of thing. They're pretty neat. I've listened to some of their podcast episodes in the past, but I also follow them on Twitter. Just a second here, folks. I got the mic. I don't have a mic, one of those boom mic stands, where it hangs out like an arm. I just have the regular stand that the mic came with. So because of that, I got to look around it whenever I want to do something. I know it's kind of low tech, but hey, you gotta be thankful for what you got. You know what I'm saying? But anyhow, let me share this little post from GargantuaCast. Now I'm going to share this. Let me preface preface this. Let me preface this. There we go. That's the right pronunciation. So let me preface this little post here by talking a little bit about Subhuman 84. He's a really cool guy. He drives trucks for a living, and it goes around the country, around the United States, on a daily, weekly basis. And he is a huge fan of Godzilla. He loves movies. He loves to talk about all that kind of stuff. And, every now and then he gets a chance to live stream. So I had a chance to watch his live stream, and I even got to pop into it, which was really fun. Even though I think, honestly, I had some audio issues on that day because it was a very windy day, and plus my microphone was still a bit sick, so to speak, during that time. But during that little stream, we talked a little bit. Ord's Board, he popped on as well. Ord's Board, another good friend here on the YouTube and on the Twitter. We talked a little bit here and there. We had Thomas Gilkey on too. He's a really nice guy as well. And we talked about various things. We had Apollo Patriot, very funny guy, very cool guy, very chill guy. I love mellow, chill guys because it keeps everything at a manageable level, if you know what I mean. But anyhow, I digress, guys. So basically, we're all talking about some of our favorite monster movies that are not Godzilla or not Japanese, And so let's see. I think it was Thomas Gilkey. He brought up Jurassic Park, and then a very chill, relaxed conversation about whether Jurassic Park is a monster movie or a dinosaur movie, and that it kind of just comes back to what your definition is and how you want to do it. It's a very personalized kind of thing most of the time, unless it's something like obvious, like, hey, the movie Halloween is a Halloween movie, But it was interesting, and I talked a little bit, and I talked about this line from Jurassic World, the first Jurassic World movie, from I think it was Dr. Wong. And he was talking about monster, and that monster is a relative term. So I'm going to share this tab now, folks. Monster is a relative term. To a canary, a cat is a monster. We're just used to being the cat. And of course, we have this very nice picture. I love this scene. I love that shot there of the Indominus's jaws, its teeth. Ugh. We got Chris Pratt there, of course. But I thought this was a really nice thing. And then I tagged Mr. Ord's Board and Subhuman 84. And yeah, it was very neat. Very neat. And, and then Ord says, oh, well, there it is. But, of course, I don't think it's really that clear cut. Further on, I say, it still makes for some good conversation. You apply that to a movie like Mighty Joe Young. Is it an animal movie? Is it a monster movie? Is it a mix of both? A lot of fun can happen from those type of topics. Here we got a little shot. Oh, sad Kong. Not Kong, sorry. Sad Joe. I always, it's that mental thing. I always call it. I see a big gorilla, I call it Kong. But there's a lot of interesting things. I don't think there's really a particular, set in stone classification for every movie, besides, ratings, so to speak, like rated R, rated PG, all those type of things. There's so many different classifications for movies that it can be a lot of work and a lot of mental work just keeping track of those. But anyhow, folks, that's a little thing there. Let me exit out of that. There we go. And, folks, I want to give you a little peek behind the curtain, so to speak, of what I've got planned in the coming year, next year. I'm going to take another drink, folks. I'm going to take a little drinking break here. Remember to drink your water, folks. I like to call that stuff brain juice. You don't have enough water, your brain starts running dry, so to speak. Yeah. Don't quote me on that, though. Don't go bringing that into your biology class, because I don't know how well that's going to do. How well that would hold up in a court of law. But yeah, let's see here. All right. I was looking at my phone. But y'all came here to look at, to have a nice little update, a chill update, maybe hang out a bit. If you're in the chat, let me know. I always like seeing people in the chat because you really enhance the experience, whether it's for yourself, whether it's for me, or whether it's for other people in general or in the future. You never know. You never know. But anyhow, it's been about 16 minutes here, folks, and let me give you a look at what could be happening next year. Oh, we got Apollo Patriot. Hail Greek mythology, and I love my blue Twi'lek women. I'm grinding on memes. Hell yeah, man. I was just talking about you. Man. I lived over 1,000,000 years. Hail Apollo. Apollo, the sun god. I was just talking about you. Only good stuff, of course. But yeah, it was very nice hearing you and, talking with you or talking, in that conversation with you on Subhuman 84's stream. It was very nice seeing you, man. And I really do like and appreciate chill dudes. That's what I called you. I told, earlier in the stream, I said, Apollo Patriot, he's a chill dude. He's a calm dude, and I really appreciate that kind of stuff. But anyhow, whether you're still in the chat or not, you said, indeed. But whether you're in the chat or not, really do appreciate seeing you here. Whenever I see you, Apollo, I always think of the movie Troy. You probably already seen that, of course. Who hasn't seen the movie Troy? But you got that scene where Achilles, he goes to the temple of Apollo, and he's like, take whatever you can find, That's not really a good Achilles impression, but I'm doing the best with what I got. But he's like, do whatever you find. And then his lieutenant is like, Apollo, the sun god, sees everything. And then Achilles, he turns around and then he chops off the golden head of Apollo on that statue. He chops it off. And then he goes and he throws a spear and he does some other stuff. But, and then later on they talk about, the Trojans, they're talking about, Apollo and all that kind of stuff. And then, obviously the Greeks, they leave the Trojan horse, they leave the large horse. And the priest of Apollo is like, they desecrated the temple of Apollo. So Apollo desecrated their flesh, something like that. Attack of Titans all the way. Attack of Titans. I got to get around to watching Attack on Titan. I've seen a lot of clips. I watched maybe 2 or 3 of those episodes from the first season, but haven't gotten around to watching, sitting down and watching the series. Seen a lot of things like there's Titans, the Ape Titan, the Beast Titan, or whatever. Seen a lot of clips here and there, reactions, but I'm rambling. I'm a rambler. I'm a rambling, gambling dude. Not really. I don't really gamble. But anyhow, I'm on this lovely tangent here. Let me share my little page here on Canva. Canva is a nice resource that I use that has been very helpful. And in the coming, next year, going to have some videos coming out. Going to make some videos that will hopefully cover these topics. So let me share this tab right here and give you guys a look behind the curtain. So first, you're going to see a bunch of. Look at that beautiful thing. Let me full screen this. Full screen layout. There we go. So first, you're going to see some memes. I had some fun. I've had some fun in recent weeks making little memes. This is ABC. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that gorgeous thing. Let's enhance that. Fill. Oh no, not that one. Fit. Let's go to 200%. There we go. There we have a lovely meme. Oh, look at that. We got Latino Slant. How you doing, Polly? Glad to see you here. Oh yeah, gosh dang it. I gotta do this now. Gotta share this other tab. Just having some laughs here and there, having some laughs. This was a little meme that I made a while ago. ABC, if you're unfamiliar with him, he's got a very long profile name, but I just call him ABC because, like the little icon there, it's ABC. Oh, we've had a lot of fun. Thomas Gilkey, AFK Bard, Jeremy Five, pretty much everyone who relaxes and chills out in Thomas Gilkey's chats on YouTube have had a lot of fun recently, talking about ABC the Frenchman. Now, obviously, if you're not familiar with him, what makes the joke funny is ABC is from Australia. During this one stream, I think it was a Kingdom Hearts stream, he mistyped and he said that he is French when he meant to type he is not French. And so we've been running with that for a week or two, a couple weeks now. And I had some fun making little memes here and there, little memes, nothing, nothing too crazy. I mean, basically it's just me screwing around, having some fun, not really doing anything hugely hugely offensive or anything like that. But let's just take a look down here. Let me go to my folders, all my folders, and we'll go to future thumbnail designs. And there we got a nice got about 15 little thumbnails made that will be for videos next year. So I'm thinking of doing this thing here. Let's see. It's called A Brief Look at Warhammer. Now, if you're unfamiliar, Warhammer, it's a very nice, interesting fantasy setting. It's a game. You have Warhammer Fantasy, Age of Sigmar, Warhammer 40K. There's a lot of, it's a tabletop game where you construct miniatures. You take those miniatures, you construct them, you put them together, you add your own paint scheme to them, and you play it on the tabletop, and you basically have a battle that I guess would be similar to D&D. Granted, I have never played D&D, so my my knowledge in comparing those two may be unfounded. But anyhow, look at this. Look at this man. You need Dave Filoni looking, Ryan. I'll leave that to you. I'll leave that to you, Mr. Apollo. I am not surprised. I am not surprised. A lot of people speak very highly of of your memes and the amount of memes that you have. Now, most of those memes, those were just made on a nice, fun little evening. And I was like, well, I'm at my computer. I'm listening into this stream. Let's have a little fun here and there. But yeah, so Warhammer, it's a very interesting setting. I'm mostly familiar with the fantasy side of Warhammer because I play Total War Warhammer and the sequel, Total War Warhammer 2 or Warhammer 2 Total War. I always get those mixed up, jumbled up, so to speak. But it's a very fun setting because there are a lot of great monsters in there. Of course, it's grim dark. You have this existential dread of man doing everything they can against a force that is essentially greater and more malicious than them. And you combine that with some amazing models, some amazing creatures. Here we have a brief look at Warhammer, the Skaven monstrosities, and then we have giants. Then I'm planning on doing a little video about Dragon's Dogma. They had a little animated adaptation of the game come out earlier this year. I think it was mid 2020, I think. I'm a huge fan. I played Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen, and that was such a fun game to play. Not a Warhammer fan, but I like Star Wars universe. Oh, that's sweet, man. And very recently I've been painting some miniatures. Now, I'm not painting any Warhammer miniatures. I have a little cousin who's into 40K, and he's been painting. He's been doing that for a solid year, maybe a solid year and a half. He's been doing that. And I took one look at a few of his little models, his miniatures, and I was thinking, nope, I can't do that. Or I don't want to do that, because basically, there's a lot of steps. If it's a little plastic model that's like an inch tall sometimes less than an inch. And it's like, okay, you got to clip them out of the little plastic holder. Then you got to file down the nubs, from all the clippings that you made. Then you got to glue together these pieces with like plastic glue or something. And then you got to paint them and prime them and do all that. And you got to do it, you got to fill in the little tiny details like, oh, this guy wears a little hat. Got to paint all the little parts of that hat. So I have not been doing Warhammer miniatures, but I have been painting up some D&D miniatures, and I've had some fun with that. It's been very relaxing, so to speak, and it's been a very pleasant experience. I know there's Star Wars Armada. That's the one with the ships. Then I've seen Star Wars miniatures, probably the ones you're talking about, where it's like the ground troops. You have like your stormtroopers and all that kind of stuff. I really got to look at more of those things because that'd be pretty fun too, I'd imagine. Hey, I want to. So back to my thing, Dragon's Dogma. I thought to put it shortly, I thought the anime adaptation was all right. I don't think it was the best thing. I mean, basically, it's kind of hard to compare an adaptation to a game, so to speak, because if you give anybody the choice, I think everybody would probably choose the game over the movie or the anime, I guess. That's what I feel. Because there's a great thing that comes with games. Like I can make a paladin or a cleric. Ah, gosh, I don't even remember all the classes in Dragon's Dogma. Gosh dang. Oh, look at that. Theme park casual. Hey, yo, I shared your tweet earlier, and there's a little link to YetiCast's TeePublic, his merchandise store. Great picture there that you had on Twitter. Biggles Metz, he does D&D on Twitch. Oh, gosh, I gotta watch more Twitch. You know how it is though. You got YouTube, you got all these people on the YouTube, but then it's like, oh, there's some Twitch too. And it's like, okay, and I watched some Drunk 3PO on Twitch for a solid month, and then I was like, oh, let me get back to YouTube, watching YouTube. But I gotta get around to that. Right now, we're just taking a look at some videos, some thumbnails that I've been making for next year. Hopefully these videos are made. I'll get to that when I get to that. But it's been it's been a nice little break from doing big stuff on YouTube. Every now and then I do have some fun going on to people's streams. But yeah, so we got some Warhammer stuff that I'm just going to make later on. Oh, I love the Giants. Let's take a look at this Giants one. I love that. Let me show this, because something that's been fun is has been looking up not only the assets that they use in the Warhammer Total War, but also the tabletop game. There's some really great models in the tabletop game. Let's go to 125. 125. A brief look at Warhammer. Look at that. Here we have a Beastman giant. He's in the upper left-hand corner. But then all the rest here, oh yeah, theme park, you're going to recognize that. You recognize that little icon there. But then you see all these little miniatures. Now, these are some Age of Sigmar and some Warhammer Fantasy miniatures. And these are giants. Giants, they're such a cool monster. One of the staples of the fantasy genre is the giant. Along with the dragon, it's probably one of the most iconic things out there, along with skeletons. You know, everyone loves mystical skeletons and zombies, but there's a lot of great stuff. Let's zoom in a little more. 200. Make it so, Captain. Look at these guys. You got like your bone grinder giants. Sorry, pardon all the overlays here, but you have your bone grinder giants here. These big patchwork guys. Then you have your more modern Age of Sigmar giants. You have the Kraken Eater giant. You have ale guzzlers, lead belchers, war stompers, gate smashers, all these guys, man crusher gargants, just so many awesome just things that have come up with Warhammer. Such a cool little thing. And yeah, you know, that's a little peek. We'll take another look here, because I got some other things in the works that I'm planning to do. So, you know, eventually I'm going to do a little video on Mandalorian Season 2. I did a video last year on the first season of Mandalorian. I thought it was largely good. Oh, by the way, you guys seen that Mandalorian episode? I don't even know what episode it is, like 6 or 7? I don't know. They had an episode come out last night. This morning, I don't know. I watched that this morning, and I was pretty into it. I won't go into spoilers, but I got a Mandalorian video that I'll eventually do once the whole series is out, and once I've seen all the episodes. I got Q, the Winged Serpent. That was a fun movie to watch. I think it was 1982. You had a large winged beast that was nesting in the Chrysler building. And then you got some more Warhammer, you know, the Carnosaur, basically dinosaurs, because you have a faction in Warhammer known as the Lizard Men. And the name is, as it suggests, they are all lizards, except for the mages. Some of the mages are toads and have fun names like Lord Croak and all those type of things. And you got the Cygor. I really do love this monster. You know, it's basically a giant minotaur that has one eye. It sees the winds of magic. So, you know, that's a term in Warhammer. Just the ambient energy that is in the world that wizards are able to channel into magical spells. The Cygor is able to see that, and only that, with its single monstrous eyeball. And it is known as the Mage Eater, because, you know, it only sees magical things. So there's only a few things that are magical in Warhammer innately. So it'll see these large waystones, mystical waystones, and it uses those as giant boulders to throw. And when it sees a mage or a magic user, he can see that, and he zeroes in onto that, and he decides, hey, I'm hungry. I'm a giant minotaur. I'm going to eat that little wizard. and all that fun stuff. Then you have one of Minotaurs. I love Minotaurs. Great monster. If I do find a D&D miniature or just a resin miniature that is kind of large of a Minotaur, then I definitely love to paint that up. Mammoths, war mammoths, great monster. The Scorpion King. I love that movie. It's a really good movie. Watched it recently. Probably actually watched it last month. So eventually I'll do a video on that, having some fun with that one. And then got some Dragonheart movies on the way. Watched Dragonheart 1 is pretty solid movie. Dragonheart 2 was not nearly as good. It was not even a quarter as good as the first Dragonheart. Recently watched Dragonheart 3, and I gotta say, it was very good, actually. And maybe I have a bias because I just think it was way better than Dragonheart A New Beginning. Then you got Dragonheart Battle for the Heartfire, Dragonheart Vengeance. So eventually, once I see those other movies, I'm going to make some videos on those next year. I got the five movie DVD set for Dragonheart. So yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. And yeah, that's about it for that, for videos. Let me take a look at all my designs once again. Yeah, I think that's all the videos there that I have so far. Basically, what I've been doing the last 2 or 3 weeks here, since I've largely been off of YouTube, I have basically been having some fun, coming up with ideas for videos that I can do in the near future. And I think it's been a really nice time. And in between, as I was saying earlier, I've been painting miniatures, and that has been very fun. It's been very relaxing, very relaxing. Let me see. Let me go onto my Twitter profile and let me share. Yeah. Let me share this. Let me share this tab here. This was a T-Rex. Sounds like a lot of work. Well, yeah, obviously, and I'm not gonna be, putting out all these videos in 1 month. No, this is like maybe like the first 6 to 8 months. There's gonna be, these videos interspersed here and there. But at the very least, it's something fun to do. Some of them videos, like the Warhammer videos, they're mostly just going to be pretty chill. They're going to be pretty easy to do. I think the hardest part is just going to be looking up some footage, some things here and there, screenshots of those monsters, and just kind of briefly summarizing their existence. But take a look at this miniature. I had some good fun with this the other day. So I had a fun painting session. This was on, what day was this? December 2nd. This was 2 days ago. So I got this D&D T-Rex. I think it was Nolzur's Marvelous Miniatures. Got this T-Rex. Originally, I was hoping to be able to paint it up like Sauron from Primal Rage. But very quickly, I decided, no, I cannot paint that well. So basically, I put on a few base coats. I put on one base coat, and then from there, colored in the teeth, the jaws, the tongue. That was kind of some tough work right there. But I was lucky. I had some decent decent painting materials. So that worked out pretty well, I think. Although you know what happens. You take a look at something and then all of a sudden it's like, missed a spot. Oh, now I'm picking up a small thing just to, there we go. That's better. Don't mind me. I'm just taking a second here. So had some fun with this. Went with a mixture. I think I mixed together scarlet with black. Just a drop of black paint and a generous helping of scarlet. Mixed it together. Got this just nice dark reddish, almost a brick type or adobe type color. Put that on. Put a coat of that on, and then after that, after one or two coats of that, I decided to do a red wash. So I got, I just got some scarlet paint. I took a dab of that on the paintbrush, then dipped it in water, let it kind of, get to lessen, break it up a bit. And then I did that all around there, and basically kind of helped to bring out some of the details of the texture and whatnot, some of the cracks and crevices. And I'm really happy. The pictures don't do it justice, folks. Me holding it in my hand right now, I love this thing. I love it so much. Oh. But besides that, I also painted up a earth elemental, which, is basically just a big rock dude. He's not nearly as large as the T-Rex here, but he was a lot of fun too. I went with actually a bit of a similar kind of earth tone. And then I did a blue wash. So I just did the same thing I did with the T-Rex, except I did it with blue paint, watered that down, and then did that all over, parts of the earth elemental so that the blue got into the cracks and crevices of it. And it's very nice. It has a bit of a bluish hue. But that is not all. Let me see. The first miniature that I painted up was a hill giant. You guys are probably familiar with that already, but I'm gonna just scroll down to that. Oh wait, let me open up another tab here. Oh wait. Okay, actually, yeah. Let me do this and that. So yeah, there's a lot of miniatures out there. Not really interested in doing intricate details on miniatures because that seems like a lot of hard work to me at this moment, at my paint skill. But let me scroll down. I got to do a lot of scrolling here, because I do a lot of stuff. I make a lot of retweets on Twitter. Here we go. My baby boy. Let's see here. Share screen, Chrome tab. This is Ogre, son of Ogre. That's just some name I made up, screwing around, This is a hill giant miniature. He's a nice guy. He's a fun thing. I already have this tiny little house and horse from Revoltech Baragon, but had some fun. Had a lot of fun painting up this hill giant miniature. And then I got I got 3 little painted miniatures here on my desk with me. Then I got 2 more miniatures on the way. So here, let me show you one of those. Share screen. And this creature is called the Behir. Behir. This is another one of Nolzor's marvelous miniatures. And it comes already primed. It's already a primed miniature. So it's got, one of those steps already done. Let me open up that link to there, and I will share that little tab. Okay, let me see here. And part of the fun has been looking up these little, what these monsters are. Because, some things like a rock elemental, a T-Rex, those are pretty straightforward. The hill giant was fun to learn about. And this was also fun to learn about, the Behir. So essentially, it is a kind of a pseudo dragon. It has no wings. It is they can grow fairly large, up to 40 feet long. Here is an example coloration of it. It is it's a interesting creature. It breathes electricity, and it's got 12 legs. I think that's really such a rich and cool looking monster. And I'm like, okay, I could totally have fun painting that up. It also helped that the example miniature was painted blue because I love the color blue. And I'm like, man, I could have some fun with that. So I ordered one of those off Amazon. And then let me look up this other thing. So I have another miniature on its way. And this is a giant. This is not, as far as I know, this is not a D&D. Like, it's not Nolzur's miniatures. This was I found this one on Etsy. Now, Etsy, they got a pretty wide selection of things that you can have fun with. Let me see here. Let me share tab. Oh, wait, 1 second here. Okay, yeah, good. Just making sure I do not have my personal address on there. Let's see. Titan Behemoth 3D printed resin miniature tabletop roll. So here we have a Titan Behemoth. And you can get this at a variety of sizes. You can get it as small as 9 centimeters, which is still, it's still $30. Or you can get it as big as 21 centimeters. I think that's around 8 inches. I don't know. Don't ask me the particulars. But essentially, I got a pretty big version of this guy. This isn't the exact listing that I used, but this is a similar one. Basically, I just want to get another giant. I'm like, hey, I had fun with the last giant that I did. Could have some fun with this big behemoth of a beast. There's a lot of cool things you can find on Etsy. There's a lot of people who 3D print and resin print different things. Let me show you the worm. That's one that looks really cool. Something you do want to factor in, though, is these things can be very expensive. So here's the worm that I was looking at. I'm not going to get it because that's $75 for an unpainted miniature. But look at the size of him. He's about 7 inches, probably more like 6 inches tall. But like, that is amazing. There's so much fun you could have painting this thing up. I will say the teeth would be very annoying for me to paint because I'm not a huge fan of painting small details. Oh, dang. Gosh dang it. I got to share that tab. Huh. That's the thing. When you click on something on Etsy, it always opens up a new tab more times than not, which is annoying. Let me do this. The Worm Colossal 3D model. So here's the painted example of it. Looks very nice. Looks very spiny, very scaly. Scaly. And you can get a painted and assembled version for $175. I don't think anyone should buy something like that. That's that expensive. But even when it's just primed, it's $75. It's like, ugh, no, thank you. No, thank you. Not going to pay that much for something that, is not exactly huge, You know what I mean. You guys know what I mean. But anyhow, that's about all the stuff I wanted to show you guys today. Give you a peek behind the curtain, so to speak, of some of the stuff you can hopefully expect next year. Right now, it is December 4th. Hopefully, you guys are having a great day. This has been, I am Mongo. And yeah, I'm just having a fun time chilling out and having a nice chill discussion. Let me take a drink of water. Yeah. Oh, Latino Slant is on with AFK Bard. Oh my gosh, I got to tune into that. Got to tune into that. I'm going to click on that right now. All righty. Well, folks, I'm going to head out here. I really do enjoy both of these people, Paulie and AFK Pard. So thanks again for everybody who came in. Apollo Patriot, Hail the God Apollo, Latino Slant, and of course, Theme Park Casual. Thank you so much, guys. I'm going to see you later. This has been a nice chill stream. And yeah, I'll see you in Latino Slants chat. Bye-bye.